Hello. Today I wanted to talk about some Morgan dollars, and I figured we'd start out with my favorite. This has been in several videos now, but I just can't get enough of these fields. In the last video I put out with this coin, somebody in the comments said it was definitely proof-like, and I mean, you can have your own opinions, but I think that this is just a spectacular coin. I'm not going to claim it's anything more than old PCGS is at MS63, but man, it's definitely a looker. It's such a stunning coin. Nice frosty face on Lady Liberty there. Beautiful mirrored fields. Just such a problem-free coin. Absolutely beautiful in the old green holder. 1881 MS63. Just can't go wrong. I bet you could send this into CAC, but I am not going to do that before the sale because it would take too long to get it back. So if you send it in and it gets stickered, let me know, because that would be wonderful to hear about you guys doing well with things. I always want the people who watch these videos to do well. This is an 1885 MS64. This is another really great problem-free coin. Ooh, that is very bright inside that circle. I'll try to keep out of that. Nice cartwheel luster. This one we got a little bit of chatter under states there. Some gunk down here that I'll make sure to get cleaned up before the auction goes online. And beautiful cartwheel luster. There's some toning on the top and bottoms on the rims there. Overall, a very nice coin. Some chatter on the lower cheek, under the lip, and on the neck. On the left field a little bit as well. But overall, a very nice problem-free MS64 Morgan dollar. I've got another MS64 Morgan, but this one is 1896. And nice cartwheel luster on this guy. And it's kind of difficult for you to see with the ring light that I've got above there, but really nice fields on the reverse there. Very few issues. Some chatter, very little under states and above the eagle head. Let's see, on the front there's this bit of like haziness under like this line going this way, and it like drags across the face of the coin. I really don't prefer it. I mean, I'm sure it'll show up much better when we do the actual photography for the auction, and you'll be able to see it and make your own decision then. But it is not my favorite. Maybe with some conservation, this coin would look much nicer. Because overall, it's a very nice problem-free coin with very little chatter. I just really don't like that haze, but it's probably something that you could deal with if you know how to do it. But definitely don't try to do it if you haven't done it before or haven't gone to classes or really know what you're doing. Never clean your coins. Alrighty, now we're going to move on to some of the MS63s. This is 1921. I just thought this was a really nice Morgan for MS63. Really nice strike there. Little bit of chatter on the cheek, and very little out in the fields actually. Some there and some up there, but very nice coin. Very common date with the 1921s, but if you're looking to start in coin collecting, MS63 Morgans are probably the best way to start, in my opinion, because they're very plentiful and very nice to look at, because with an MS63 there's not going to be a ton of chatter, there's not going to be a ton of scratching. Actually, there shouldn't be much scratching at all. There's going to be nice luster, it's going to look great in your hand, and you're not going to break the bank. Now we're going to go on to another MS63 Morgan. Again, great cartwheel luster, as pretty much all Morgans should have. This is an 1884 O, graded MS63 by PCGS. It's an absolutely beautiful coin. There's a little bit more chatter in the fields on this one. Fairly clean cheek. There's definitely some chatter, but as far as an MS63 goes, it's very decent. Very nice reverse as well. I really like the look of the eagle on this coin. Pretty much blast white. I'm not seeing any toning anywhere. Actually, there's a little bit on the cap and over here. So it is not blast white. My bad. Or my apologies. Still a very nice coin. Right, now we're going to move into a couple of the NGC slabbed Morgan dollars that I've got for you. This is another 1884-0. So it depends on which holder you like, you know, which one you buy. Do you want the NGC MS64 1884-0 or do you want the PCGS 1884-0? Both MS63, you get the quick comparison of the two grading companies. Side by side, let's see. I've always preferred NGC's grading over PCGS. There is definitely less chatter in the field on the obverse of the NGC coin. Oh lord, that is not good. I really don't like to drop my coins. On the reverse, it's about the same. It looks like the strike on the coin in the NGC holder is a little bit weaker, but I like the reverse or the obverse of the NGC coin much more. I've always preferred surface preservation to strike when I'm looking at coins. I don't like a lot. I really don't like chatter and scratching and and hazing especially. And that stuff on my coins, I really like them clean. If the strike is a little bit weak, I can deal with it. But with problems, I really don't like it. All right, now we've got an 1883-0, another MS63. There are a lot of MS63 Morgans in holders. That's why I love to recommend them to new collectors because they're very, very plentiful. So the markup on them is not too bad, but they are still wonderful to look at on the hand. I mean, you got beautiful cartwheel luster on this guy right here. There's definitely more chatter on this one than on the last NGC MS63 that I just showed you, but still a very, very problem-free coin. The strike is definitely a little bit nicer on this one than the last, but overall, a very nice coin. All right, now we've got the last of the normal holders for the Morgans today. This is a 19040, so very, very common date. But this is a very beautiful coin to hold in hand. Very, very few problems, very little chatter out in the fields. There's almost none on the right side, very little bit on the cheek, some out in the hair, and a very little bit about the right field. And then on the reverse, you've got some chatter on the breast feathers. The fields are very, very nice. Overall, a very, very good coin. Now, this I have saved for last because it's kind of odd for me because ICG graded this an AU53, but I'm having trouble finding any problems with this. I mean, there's like so little chatter out in the field. Maybe this thing was really, really harshly dipped and cleaned, but I'm not seeing any cleaning marks. I'm not seeing any drags or anything, but you know, if you're buying for the actual coin, this might be a really good buy because, you know, obviously nobody trusts the ICG holders, but you know, sometimes I think this might be undergraded, but I am definitely not qualified to say one way or the other, but I personally really, really like this coin. All right, well, that is going to bring this video to an end. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.